Mr. Monk makes the playoffs.
The name of this episode should really be The Man Least Likely to Attend a Sporting Event.
This is a totally foreign environment for Monk.
He's out of his element.
Fish out of water.
Monk is definitely fish out of water.
All right, here's the snap. Wildcats blitzing, and it's picked off again. Roll sound. Rolling.
In the episode that Andy and the writers conceived, Monk and Stottlemeyer never actually get into the game, but they're going to the big game of the year. What happens with our show is we get a script about 7 or 8 days before we start shooting, and we have a table read on that day with the cast and the producers and the network and studio, and we'll all read the script and go over it and give notes.
He sent me this ticket, and I promised I'd show up. Not even a good seat. I have to sit in a box. The press box? You're in the press box with Bob Costas?
The table reads is the story tracking, is the mystery tracking, is the comedy there.
It does not get any better than this.
You said it.
I mean, this is better than sex.
What isn't?
Scripts do go through a lot of transitions, you know, from the time the story is broken initially, you know, to the time you actually see it on the screen.
We cut some things, added some things.
Scene 17, there might be an animal, there might not.
We all throw our ideas together, and it usually goes pretty well. You put Gilson even more here, so it takes your line. We'll put him in here, so you'll...
Thank you.
This is one of our bigger episodes for a number of reasons. One is we only travel out of town, you know, usually once or twice a season. So we're shooting this in San Diego as opposed to Paramount, where we shoot most of our shows in LA. And also just the number of people required. It's a big background show, a lot of extras.
Randy wants 350 background total on the really big days.
It's a big show for the wardrobe department. So we made quite a few jerseys on both sides. It's about 80% red, condors, and 20% black.
The fans wore the Condor t-shirts or sweatshirts. There's going to be a huge concession stand at the stadium. They sold the hats in the store, and they sold the sweatshirts in the store, and they sold the t-shirts. It's a huge amount of work.
A lot of different things the prop guys are making. One of the most difficult is working with the grills and all the food that they had to bring in here, and there's a scene where a grill erupts, and they've got to rig that, and yeah, they've had their work cut out for them. It's a big show for props for us.
Action takes place in the parking lot, so you can see in the back chairs, football, frisbees, coolers. Beer bong. This is another key prop for the show, the finger.
How's this for a bandage? Good as new.
Condors, this is the key prop for the show.
The playbook.
This is what gets stolen and they copy into this one. So this is probably the two most important props for us to keep an eye on. That's why it's locked in this drawer, which is, you know, away from everybody. So you guys get a chance to see our hero prop in our truck. Probably the only one coming in and seeing that.
You just do this last piece a little bit tighter. I think it's just start right here where they went out of frame there, because Harvey's like here, he's saying, we'll just get here.
You know, you always want Randy to have the big, kind of more complicated shows, because you just know that you're in good hands, and he really knows the show.
Brian, yes, I think if we're doing this, and Ted comes out here, which is great, I love it, we should do backovers. We've gotten to know each other so well after, you know, 6 years and doing so many episodes that there's a good flow to the crew and the cast, and we just have fun working together. That was nice, Tony. Good, Ted.
What was that? That was the opening kickoff. We're officially missing the game.
Well, Monk at a football game is kind of funny in and of itself because he doesn't know anything about football. We try and find things where we can put Monk in a situation where he's very uncomfortable. Football was perfect because he knows nothing of it.
People get here early and they start to party and they get all pumped up for the game.
But they're not actually playing in the game.
It's everything that he doesn't like. Crowds, bad food. He has to eat turducken.
Man, this is better than the grill.
You know, he's out of his element.
The idea that the writers had in mind, certainly, fish out of water. He's confronted by these loudmouth, you know, half-drunk fans screaming and, you know, spraying beer on each other.
Monk has no interest in attending a football game or any sporting event.
It is one of the circles of hell, yeah. People, stuffing their faces and, crowds and lots of nastiness. I need a wipe.
Tony definitely is like Monk.
I need a wipe.
Ladies, have a wipe for Tony from hair and makeup.
He obsesses behind the scenes.
That looks real, Tony.
I mean, we can always get a tighter thing where it's going like this, but at least now when we come up, we've got something.
Yeah. Ever since I came on, I'll notice him. I mean, and luckily he's like this, really wanting the clues to be right.
Yeah. So now when we get a tight shot of it, we'll get the clues right out the instant. Like chips, food like spread out over them, and beer spilled on him, and I don't know, some stuff to make him look.
Yeah, as long as I don't think we should go too far with it, but you're right. It should look like he's been out here partying the whole time. So
What I'm looking forward to is meeting Bob Costas.
we had talked to Bob Costas about doing an episode last year when we heard that he had watched the show and likes the show.
It's going to be a stretch for him. He plays Bob Costas.
So the Wildcats call another timeout, and with the scores still tied, we'll take this short break.
I think there's another guy who actually could do the job better, but we're going to go with Bob anyway.
I am playing Bob Costas of NBC Sports, broadcasting the playoff game between the Wildcats and the Condors, while Mr. Monk obsessively goes about trying to solve a crime on the grounds of the stadium. 80% of the time, I'd say, it's exactly the way a broadcast would be. But then, true to the program, there are a few little detours, and I find myself, kind of going off in some bizarre direction, which we hope is amusing. Did he ever tell you how we met?
No, not really. He mentioned something about a demented cat salesman.
And at first, it was going to be a demented dog walker. And I kind of liked that idea. But then they reworked it, and it became a demented cat salesman. And the hook was that the cat salesman was not demented. He specialized in selling demented cats. But he wasn't a demented cat salesman. He was a demented cat salesman.
No kidding.
He had a Burmese with multiple personalities, one of which was a dog. Wow.
The only time that we're inside the stadium is when we're in the press box with Bob Costas and his character. And when we get in that press box, which we're shooting out on stage, there's green screens on each side. So by the time we get around and we see where Bob Costas is and where the set is there, we're going to add the stadium crowd on each side of him.
Evil. Tried to kill me. The kitten tried to kill me. I think the show is a hit because it's just so quirky and different, and it's funny, and yet there's something old school endearing about it.
If Monk can get past himself in every episode and be a hero, then I think everybody can be a hero in their own life. And I think that touches people in some way, the idea that this man has so many demons and so much going against him to just get out of the house every day, that if he can be a hero by the end of the episode, that we can all accomplish what it is that we want to do in life.
The off switch.
Click.
And cut, got it. One more time, let's tighten up a little bit more, let's shoot and get out of here.